best and quit the checker hoe. I'm next to blow. See me in your city with some naked hoes. Rolling up some shit you never seen. You can keep your smoke. Bitch, I'm popping off the gram. You can really keep your post. Never gave a fuck about a hater. Shit'll keep you broke. What's up, y'all? It's your favorite for hood rat again. Back with another motherfucking Skrippa tip, okay? And this one I feel like is majorly important because if you don't listen, it'll get your ass knocked out. So, get your pen, get your pad, get your voice recorder on, put your screen recorder on. I don't care what you gotta do, but you need to open your ears if you're gonna make it in this world, okay? So, stripper etiquette. At first, I was just gonna only touch on roaching, but I feel like I need to touch on all stripper etiquette, okay? Listen up. A lot of these dancers, and don't be one of these, okay? A lot of these dancers be too comfortable in these clubs. And when I say too comfortable, it's like they feel like they can do whatever they want to do. And ain't nobody going to say nothing to them, touch them, fire them, none of that, okay? None of that. And that's just not the case because at the end of the day, don't get ran over. So you will have a lot of instances, right, where you'll be in the locker room, right? You have a locker because you may be a dancer who prefer having a locker and leaving all their stuff there. You may be a dancer who prefer like bringing a bag every day. I was both of them, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I had a locker, sometimes I brought a bag every day. It just depends on how I feel. And then you have girls who feel comfortable grabbing your stuff and using it. And don't do that. Don't do that because the problem with that is, for one, you didn't pay for this. Two, a lot of y'all like to not give it back. It's a common thing called manners, you know what I'm saying? You know, your parents, it's something your parents should have taught you when you was growing up. But you know, I know a lot of y'all parents didn't care about y'all. Some of y'all, probably like a good 30%. So y'all didn't really practice manners. But reaching and grabbing somebody's things is not what's up. Even the fact that there's a house mom in there, I personally believe like some house moms don't care. But I feel like even if you're finna use the house mom stuff, I feel like you should ask her, hey, mama, can I use this? Hey, mama, can I use that? Because that literally goes a long way. Just grabbing it and using it because it's there. I personally don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all because that's how things come up missing and it doesn't get accounted for. Like, who used this last? Who used this last? Who used this first? Like, stop just grabbing shit and taking it. And that's based on in a locker room. Like, stop grabbing people's stuff and taking it. On top of that, if you know that somebody has a locker, or even if you don't know and you're new in a club or whatever and you see a club has lockers, before you just go and put your stuff and just open people's lockers to see if something in there, ask somebody, is it somebody's locker? Is it somebody's locker? Because I ain't gonna lie, if I used to walk in the club, or I'm pretty sure anybody can vouch for me, if you walk in the locker room and you see somebody just opening your locker, even if it's just a locker check, you gonna explode and go crazy. Don't just be opening people's stuff. And 9 times out of 10, the house mom know who locker it is. Sometimes the dancers don't be having their names on the lockers and stuff, but you could literally see through the lockers to see if people's stuff in there. Stop just opening up these females' locker because it's gonna come to a point where something gonna come up missing, and you're gonna be the first one accused. Why? Because people see you opening the locker, even if it wasn't for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stop. You practice manners inside the club. That is very, 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 very important. You guys, it's very important. But that goes for in the locker room. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty and talk about outside the locker room, because this is the main important part. If you see somebody dancing, right? They dancing, having a good time, and entertaining the customer. I'm gonna give 2 different types of scenarios for this situation. So, you see somebody dancing, or you see females in a section dancing or whatever, right? And first, let's start with one person. You see someone dancing for somebody, woo, and then as they're getting money thrown on them, the customer start grabbing you and trying to pull you as well, right? It's probably like a good $200-$300 on the floor. Hell, even if it's only $100, even if it's only $50 on the floor, okay? And the customer grab you and basically telling you like, hey, I want you over here, this, that. No matter what the customer say, y'all do not start dancing on that girl money. Because you're not gonna meet, it's like a 50-50 chance. You're gonna meet somebody with some sense, and you're gonna meet somebody with no sense.
You come over there and instantly start dancing on their money because the customer wants you, and after they done been working, trying to finagle this customer out of this money for probably like good 30 minutes, and you just get pulled all of a sudden. No, have some manners. Have some manners. Let him politely know, like, hey, I can't come over here until she pick her money up. So at that point, he's either going to tell her, hey, okay, I'm good, or hey, I want both of y'all. Can you pick up your stuff and let's get it popping? Or if he not willing to do that, then you go on to the next, because maybe you have to miss that bag. Or if the customer not trying to hear you out, you can always go to the dancer and be like, hey, he want me over here with you. I ain't want to dance in your bag. Can you like pick it up real quick so we can start a whole new bag with both of us? That goes a long way. I'm telling y'all, no matter how many times females will try to hop in your bag, don't do that. And if you catch a female trying to do it to you, baby, you need to check that shit. Because one thing, once somebody, a dancer see you in the club that you will push over, oh, baby, they will push you over every single time. No, ma'am. You see a female trying to come step in your bag, hey, excuse me, what you doing? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No fucking ma'am. Like, that's like one of my biggest pet peeves in the club, somebody working hard and stuff like that, and you literally, the customer sees, like, I'm not saying, you know, don't engage the customer, because if he wants you, he wants you. But don't just hop on a bag that you already say got money on the floor. It's nothing to tell somebody, hey, can you pick up your money real quick? That's not telling her to move. That's telling her, hey, look, he want me over here with you. We finna work together, so we can work together. I don't wanna add your cut and I cut because I feel like it's not unfair. You ain't even gotta say all that. When you tell a dancer, hey, pick up money real quick, come over here with you, she know what that shit mean. She know what that mean. Keep that in mind, like, because I'm telling you, don't do something in the club that you would not want somebody to do to you. Because it's going to come to a point where you're going to have $300 on the floor. You've been dancing for almost an hour, 30 minutes or whatever. And then he pull a customer and she just automatically hop in your bag. And then she dancing for 5 minutes and he done throwing money now. You're going to be mad because you're going to be like, oh, nah, this is mine. No. And then on top of that, if you could call in a sweeper, right? You calling a sweeper over there and the dude still throwing money and you start dancing while he's still throwing money, but you went on the sweeper, that money still goes to whoever was already in the section, because no one told you to start dancing. No one told you to start dancing yet. That's how you say that. Y'all be thinking, oh, because y'all start dancing as soon as he say, come on, oh, you on the bag now. No. Now you looking dumb, you more tired before more money even come out for you. Because all you should have did was waited. You even could have pushed hers to the side and sweep it in a different pile as y'all wait on the sweeper, then started. 9 times out of 10, most of these clubs be having enough room for you to do that. They have enough room for you to do that. Pure point blank. And that's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2, and this is another thing that I really, really, really hate so much, y'all. And y'all really need to embed this in your mind. If you see people dancing in a section, you see 1 girl, 2 girl, 3 girl, 4 girl. First of all, it should never be more than 4 girls in a section. And a lot of these females need to learn how to ratio dancers to money. If you see, sometimes most of the customers don't get all of their money at one time. You know, so you wouldn't know, like, they'll probably get 3 at this time, then 6, and then 10. You know what I'm saying? So you would never know sometimes, unless you're one of them girls who pay attention. You could tell, oh, he finna be here for a minute. Or you could tell he finna throw some money, you know what I'm saying? So learn how to depict who is what type of customer. But if you see a group of girls dancing in a section, right? Now, I do know a club that allow you to do this, but most clubs, this is considered roaching, okay? So you see a couple girls dancing in a section, the money flying, right? You try to take your little body and dance eyeball distance in front of where they throwing the money at, so the flyaway money could come to you. Now, you do have clubs like Area 29 that literally has a section for flyaway money. And if you work at Area 29, you know exactly where that little area is. Like, if you dancing right there and money just happens to fly right there, you can get that money. But all clubs is not like that. So I wish I had money right now for a little example. But say this is the radius right here, right? We're going to use this. Imagine this is a pile of money, a big pile of money, right? So imagine that this finger is with a money flying, like the flyaway money. Or even on stage. This also goes for on stage. Don't be trying to dance right in front of where the money flying so you could accumulate that little itty bitty money. That's called roaching. Do not be trying to dance at the edge of the stage when someone making it rain on the female on stage and think you finna get that money. That's called roaching. Baby, when I used to work at a club called True, they used to get so bad to where they literally had to put red tape around the stage for a boundary to let you know if the money fall in this boundary, it's the stage money. If it fall out the boundary, it's that section money. Because girls was getting too comfortable at roaching. And then they trying to be so sleep because it gets to the point where it's throwing and they try to hurry up and scooter to them. Like as it's throwing and stuff like that, they try to hurry up and scooter to them so nobody will catch the fact that it's not throwing in them. For one, we could definitely see where the money flying from. Like you taking money out of okay, let me stop saying hard working girls, because some of y'all don't be hard working. Y'all really just be standing there doing a little booty toot, little stanky leg or something like that. But stop roaching on people's bags, bro. And that also goes back to scenario number one. It be girls trying to hop in sections real quick and blend in, and then be like, oh yeah, I was on this bag. Or they're trying to pull a super to the side, be like, hey, put me on this bag. And then it's gonna cause further problems at the end of the night where y'all fighting because now it's like the girls remember who was on this bag or not. Now you in an unnecessary fight because you felt like, oh, you was dancing in that section for 5 minutes versus the girls who was dancing in that section for a good 30 minutes to 40 minutes. Oh, so now you in this bag. Oh, the customer wanted me over here, so now I'm in this bag. Baby, if you ain't getting no wristband at the beginning, if you wasn't in the head count at the beginning, you are not a part of this bag. There was literally a time where I was at work, right? And they had ran out of wristbands. But the person whose section it was, or who like was one of the people throwing the most money in the section, I knew him. And I wanted to be in that section because I know like I can get some money. So I told him, I'm like, hey, like, tell him I'm in this section. He like, okay, cool. So what he did, he told me to call the manager. I called the manager over there. Mind you, this is before money is being thrown. If you want to be in the section, finesse your way in there before money is being thrown, because a lot of y'all be trying to get in the section after the money being thrown because now you see how much money being thrown. No. And next. So I literally told the manager, hey, he want me in the section. It was me and my quote-unquote sister at the time. So he asked him, he was like, do you want them in the section? The dude was like, yes. Y'all, one thing about these men, they want y'all in the section, they're not afraid to say yes. A lot of y'all be getting caught up because the men will tell y'all, oh, they want y'all in the section, but as soon as it's time to tell the authority, they on hush mouth. And then you be like, oh, they said I could be in the section, they said I could be in the section, but they never told the manager. Yo, for one, these clubs don't believe nothing these females say, baby. They don't. If the customer don't verbally tell them, they not listening. Especially if you ain't got no wristband. You need a wristband? Yes, you need a fucking wristband, okay? So I literally told him, like, hey, I'm gonna be in the section. He was like, okay, go call the manager. Called the manager over there. I said, hey, he wanted me to call you over here because he wanted us in the section, but there ain't no more wristbands. So the manager literally asked him, he was like, do you want these two in the section? And dude was like, yeah. So guess what? We was in that section. We had no wristband. They tried to kick us out, but then the manager had to come back and be like, nah, they good. They don't need a wristband. Simple, you guys. Stop roaching, okay? Stop bag washing. Stop trying to hit the sprinkler. That's not, for real, that's not what's up, bro. Like, you could really ruin your reputation in a club by that. Like, it'll get to a point where a manager will always know you lying. Like, it could be a time where you really in the section, like, for real, and you known for roaching so bad, they ain't even giving you a credit for the bag. So don't be one of them. Don't allow it, and don't do it. Period, point blank. All high to the stripper trap guards. You bless the club bless you back. And that's just that. That's enough on that stripper tip. I feel like that's like one of the most important ones too when it comes to not getting your ass beat the fuck up. So yeah, if you want to continue not to get beat up in the club, or you want to, ew, spitting, that's nasty. If you don't want to get beat up in the club and you want to better your stripper life, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Put in the comments. Let me know how you feel about that. How do you feel about females roaching in the club? What's your opinion on females roaching in the club? If you experienced anybody roaching in the club, and I don't get y'all definition, make sure y'all put y'all experience in a comment. And stay tuned for more stripper tips. We out this.